look at the format. If you want to implement this example, I am trying to create an Apex class. Let me log into my Apex class. Now I am trying to create an Apex class. Then I am giving at the rate of your email. Public static list of opportunity. You are supposed to get some data. First, I will try to fetch the data without writing any. I'll fetch the data without writing any where condition. Okay, without passing the data. So how will you create list of opportunity of t equal to? First, I'm not applying any where condition. I'm not passing any parameter. This already we done in the last classes. We wrote a SQL query. We are getting the data. We want to display this data. So go back to this. Go to the lightning component. Here I want to give opti data. Then I'm giving Jura attribute name equal to opti list type equal to, you can take list or I can take array of record, whichever is your choice. Then Jura handler name equal to init. My data. Once you got the data, what I want to do, Jura creation items equal to v dot opti list. Then I'm giving a dot name this is how I get. Now whatever the data we are getting, I want to display. But in the component, what is the controller we have? Controller equal to opti Jura component controller equal to opti example 1. Jura component control equal to opti example 1. Now the moment I am calling this controller, we are going to the Apex class. We are going to the moment we call this controller, what happened? C dot invoke. C dot invoke is it a server side controller or client side controller? We can never call server side controller directly from the component. So go to the client side controller. Name of this controller is right. Then we have invoke method. In the invoke method, what I'm doing, I was supposed to call server side controller. How do you do it? Where action equal to component dot c dot my data. I told everything is asynchronous operation. A dot enqueue action. Then I'm giving action dot set callback. This comma function response. So what I was doing here, where state equal to success. If state equal to success, then we are going to give component dot set v dot optilist if state equal to success, component dot v dot optilist is response dot get return value. Response dot get return value. Response dot get return value. Right, boss? If state equal to success, do this. Now there may be a success or maybe a failure. To tell that there is a problem with this server side invocation. I hope you are good with this. Component is calling client side controller. Client side controller is calling server side apex method, and we got a response. Whatever the data we received, the data we are trying to display in the form of iteration. Now go back to this Lightning application. Have a preview. So we received here. So if you look at this, we are able to see the data. But what is the data we are getting here? We are able to see the data, but what is the data? This is not the example. This is a different example actually. Okay. Now, what is the data? We got here name. What about the industry? I also gave stage name, right? Stage name was that stage name. This being a case sensitive, we need to check out we have missed out anything. Stage name. Right? What was the previous mistake there? Case sensitive. While querying there, I gave S small, N capital, but here I gave both small, so we didn't get the response. I modified it. I hope you are good with this. People have followed this. I hope everyone is good with this format. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. Now the point here is, once I received everything, it's good. But problem here is, but look at this one. I had a problem. What is the problem? UI is not good. There is one problem. Second thing is, I am not able to pass any data. This is not taking any data. My requirement is, this is not my requirement. What was my requirement? My requirement was to take the stage name from the user. I have to give stage name. So what I was trying to do is, Lightning input label then You want to click. I don't want it to be invoked automatically. I don't want this to be invoked automatically. I will enter the stage name, click on the button. My requirement should be like this. What is my requirement? I got a stage name. Now why you are getting so lengthy? We can set the div. The moment if we keep a div, automatically that will be lost. As I didn't keep any div, we are getting the lengthy one. If we give a div, automatically we get a proper structure. So, okay. First let us implement the functionality, then we'll try to organize it. Now the moment I enter the stage name, once I enter the stage name and click on the button called submit, it has to go to the server and get the required data. Now, how do you pass the stage name to the server? Here we have a requirement. It says string stage name. Now where I have to give, or else I give s name. Anything of your stage. Where we're running a SQL query. So whatever the stage you are passing, based on the stage, we have to write a SQL query and get the data. Then we have to go to this. How do you pass it? So look at the first one. What I'm doing is read the data. Where stage equal to component dot find. What is the ID of the element? Yes. Object. Now this stage I was supposed to pass. How do you pass it? Look at the point. Action dot set params. Action dot set params. Before calling the callback action, I was supposed to pass the params. How are you passing the params? Parameters has to be passed as a map. So what is the name I gave? Stage. Exactly the same name I have to give. Stage. Set the params, stage, one parameter, second parameter, comma. Are you getting my point here? So I read the value I was passing. Action dot set params. Action dot set params, map in the map format, key value. Okay. Go back to this. We preview. Prospecting. There is one record here. Whose stage name is prospecting. Right, boss? So how are you passing the parameters? We are passing the parameters by using set params. Action dot set params. After creating a variable for the action, after creating the instance of the action, before calling the callback action, we are supposed to pass the parameters. Action dot set params, stage equal to so and so. I hope you received this functionality. Good for everyone. Everyone has followed. Clear? So we do one quick example. If it is a multiple parameters, how do you do it? Okay, right, boss? This is how we are supposed to do. Now let us do an example. I hope everyone has followed this example. Clear? Clear, boss? Are you clear or not? Any query from your end? Right? People have followed this. Right. Right, okay. Let us take next example here. I'll give an example here. My requirement is Right. Now, sure. Industry and we have rating. See, we added only one functionality. Whatever the program I wrote till now, it is already explained program. Whatever you are explained, whatever we implemented today, right now, it's already explained. We have done couple of examples. That's why we moved fast. Only one extra line. What is that extra line? This is only the new thing that I thought just now. From last 15 or 20 minutes, what I was explaining is only one line. The rest of the things are already implemented by you. It's already done. It's already implemented by you couple of times. Okay. All right, boss. Okay. Let us go to this industry rating search. Then we are supposed to get the data. How are you going to get the data? So what data we are supposed to get? Name, industry, rating. Now industry rating, I am going to enter the value of industry rating. Click on search. When you click on search, automatically it has to go to the server side, fetch the data and display name. How did you create an Apex class? String. Stop. Rating, and I gave one more phone number. Where this is what I give. First, basic apex class. Once you have created this apex class, create a component. Once you're done with this, go and create a component. Once you're done with this, go and create a component. Once you have created this, go and create a component. Start creating a component. Start creating a component. Start creating a component. Start creating a component. Everyone start creating a component. First I was supposed to create controller. Then you are supposed to create account search 1 and line number 8. Right. So let us go for application and see what is the output we are getting here. So a preview. This is how we got it. You can set the width and height and customize this if you want. go to the component. So let us say the basic structure. The theme of the structure is already formed now. This is the theme of the structure. When you click on that, we are going to get the corresponding data. When I click on that, we are going to get the corresponding data. You can apply the border and all this stuff if you want. Okay. When I click on the button, we are supposed to call an action. What is the action we created? Search. Controller. Now, how you define the search now? Search. Now, what is the primary thing? Whatever the industry and rating value you have fetched, whatever the industry and rating value you have given, you want to retrieve this. How do you retrieve those values? You can give either attribute and say v dot value equal to v dot attribute, or else set away with the IDs you can retrieve. It is up to your choice. You can give value equal to v dot attribute name from component controller component dot get v dot attribute, or else straight away with the IDs we can fetch it. Whatever the comfort zone you are, okay, whichever you feel as comfort, you can choose that. Now I am taking here where industry equal to rating industry. This is how we have taken rating and industry. Now you are supposed to create where, what is the name of the method we had? It is also such. Now where action equal to component dot c dot then first always enqueue the action, otherwise we will forget that enqueuing. Then set the attributes. How do you set the attribute? Action dot set params whatever the name we gave, exact name we are supposed to give. Whatever the name we gave, exact name we have to give here. Now you can give it in a double quotes or you can leave it. Key can leave it also straight away. Set the parameter. Then you are supposed to get the action. How we get it? Action dot set this function response. Then what is the process we have? Get the state, where state equal to if state equal to success, if state equal to success, then we are supposed to make it. What was that? Return value. This is how we got it. I hope you followed this. Read the value from the input components, then I am passing this data. Now, what I want to do is Jira iteration. Right now we are unable to organize it in a proper way. If you want, I can give it table. Now here I am giving same story. Okay. Now what is the data we fetched here? Name all capitals, right? Okay. This is how we got the structure. So go back to the application, have a preview. Then we are given this. If you want to increase, we can increase width. Okay. Now, so go to the output component, industry energy. What was that? Cannot read a property. Get off undefined. Find rate. Find industry. What is the value I give? Rating I give. What did I give here? Right. Go back. Have a preview. This is how we got the data. Right, boss? I hope you are good with this format. We are fetching this data. Right. This is how we are fetching the data and we are displaying it. Now we are able to organize this data, but I want this to be in the standard look and feel, boss. Now I was able to write a query. Now I'm entering the data. This data is going to the server side. Server side, we are fetching the data. We are writing a data. Okay, we are writing a query. We are getting the data. On the server side, we are making a SQL query. The data is coming to client side. We are able to display. but I want this data to be well organized. Now, when you go to a page block table, how are we getting? We're getting a list of records. Now, look at this. I am going for a lightning. I want to display a list of records here. Look at the look and feel of this. The way we are getting the data, the same way we want to fetch it. With the same look and feel, I want to fetch the data. Now, in the classic, with the same look and feel, if you want to fetch the data, we are using a concept called page block table, and we are getting the look and feel. Here also, in the lightning, when I want to display the list of records, I want to apply, I want to get the same look and feel what I'm getting here. I don't want to apply table, tr, td and get the structure. I want to get the same look and feel what lightning is providing. Then how will you achieve it? There is the next concept what I'm going to cover. Till here, everybody is good? So, we started with learning with the component. Then we have seen how to set the value of attribute, component, attributes, how to set the value of attribute, how to get the value of attribute, how to create an input component, how to set and how to read the values of input component. Then we have seen how to call a server-side controller, pass these input components to the server side, right? Then we are making a SQL queries and getting the data. And whatever the data we are entering here, the same I want to pass it to the server side, and I want to perform some operation. Are you getting my point here? This is clear for everyone. Everyone has followed this, right? Okay. Now what I want to do is, I am going to take some data in the page. Whatever the data I am going to enter, with the same data, I want to insert the data, insert in the server side. That's the second question. First point is, you are writing a query, we are getting the data. Whatever the data I am getting, I want to organize exactly in the same way. So if you want to organize the data exactly in the same way, we have a concept called lightning data table. What was the component we have? Lightning data table. Like how we got a page block table, in the same way we have a lightning data table. In the lightning data table, what are the attributes we have? Now we need to specify how many columns you want. What is the key field? Key field. It is required. One of the field we have to take it as a key, based on which I will identify the data. Generally, I will give it as ID. Then hide the checkbox column. Here, we are able to get the checkboxes. Do you want to hide it or you want to show it? Hide the checkbox column. Resize the column size based on the data. Minimum column width we can give it. Then, what we can do, one of the main point here, selected rows, how many rows are selected, load one of, okay. Then I can give columns data. So what are the properties we have? Data I want to display, columns which I want to display, key field, hide checkbox column. These are the four properties what I am going to take it. As of now, I am going to apply these four properties. What are the four properties I am going to take, boss? I am going to take four properties: key field, data, columns, hide checkbox. Now the question is, which columns you want to display? Which columns you want to display? Which columns you want to display? So I have to mention here. Look at the format. So I hope you got the concept. What is the concept here? What is the concept here? We are writing a SQL query. We are getting the data. Whatever the data we are getting, the data I want to display it. Okay. Now I'll make it here. Again, I'll repeat the operation here. Try to understand. The basic SQL query. you are expected to pass some data, which I'm going to industry. Okay. Now I was trying to create a component. Try to understand the concept clearly. Come again. Now I'm giving here lightning data table key field id data equal to accounts, no, columns equal to which columns. Now I'm not sure which columns you want to display. It should be always a generic. There's a reason I have to take the name equal to columns. I gave object. People know JSON means, they will understand why I have taken that object, because the data will be represented in the form of JSON object. Okay. Now this is how I give. That's all. Key field data columns is a case sensitive. Cross check the attributes. Key field data column. If I want, I can also give this. Now click on a controller. As usual, read the value where industry component dot find now first set list of fields which you want to display, where okay, component dot set v dot setting the value of an attribute called v dot columns. We have taken an attribute columns. Value is array. Value is array of fields. Value is array of fields. How will you display the field names? How will you display that field names? The field name should be displayed like a the field name should be displayed like this. Label you can also give it okay in this way also, it's okay. If you give it in this way also, it will work out. Field name type. specify which field you want to display, what is the label name, what is the field name, what is the data type. What is the label name, what is the field name, data type. In our case, failed to parse, commas are missing here. Okay. Now we have created, what was this? List of fields. These are the columns which I want to display. Column type label name, field type text, 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 text. Now I am going with var action equal to component dot c dot NQ action. Action dot now what I'm going to give here, var state equal to state equal to success. Then we got component dot set right, boss. This is what I have given. So we specified what are the columns, we specified what is the data. Then how you display this data? Go to Lightning application. So if you look at this, we are adding one by one line, extra line. There is nothing new. Same program what I have done in the last example. But now the display format we are changing it. We are adding one by one component of Lightning to the existing program and seeing how they work. What was that? A session provided top, filling descriptor. What was that? We have component spelling. Where is that? Which line? The component v dot v dot columns. You're right. So we got industry. Submit. What was that? Invoke action not defined. Invoke such. Invoke. Okay, no issue with that. Okay. Energy. Submit. What was that? Controller not defined. Why it was not defined? With the change we applied. The action is not defined, failing. Let us check it out. We already defined the functionality, so we are getting an error there. What is that bug boss? Let me cross check. Lightning index label on click C dot show. Why this C dot show is not taken? Table controller dollar show action is not defined. Come again. Just setting up. Line number 12, actions. Good, right. So what we received here was, if you look at the data, what is the data I received? We are getting the data, but it's getting in the organized way. The data we are getting in the organized way. We can set the limit of div. If we give the limit of div, automatically the size of the data will be compressed. Now we are getting the data in the organized way. We are getting the data in the organized way. We are getting the data in the organized way. We are getting the data in the organized way. I hope you are good with this. Okay. So what we have done, whatever the data we are fetching, the same data we are fetching it in the organized way. The same example what we have done in the phase, but extra concept what you have done is adding the columns. Now in this case I added the columns statically. In this case I added the fields statically. You have to make them dynamically also. Now suppose you are writing a schema programming in Apex class. If you are writing a schema programming in Apex class, what will happen? They will give the list of fields. They will give the list of fields. Whatever the list of fields they are giving, they will should be displayed. List of fields will be given. Whatever the list of fields they are giving, they should be displayed. Suppose right. So that we can also make it okay dynamic. We'll see it down the line when you get into schema programming and pulling the data and make it dynamic. Right now I gave the static value, but down the line you have to make this also dynamic. Why? Because why always name industry rating type? You may write any SQL query. You have to make their functionality as generic functionality. So if you pass the list of fields, if you pass the list of record, then automatically it should be displayed irrespective of what type of object is this. Now it should not be a specific to account. It should not be a specific to contact. It should be generic. It should be generic. Like a schema programming, I have to get the data, I have to display it irrespective of object, irrespective of fields. There I will show you how to make this data dynamic. But right now, we mentioned the list of field, label name, field name, type. Label name, field name, type. Data table. Data table. We are displaying the list of records. Data table, we are displaying the list of records in the organized way. I hope you are good. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Now, next concept what you are supposed to understand. Now we have an extension. Probably this I'll be covering tomorrow. Okay. My extension is when you click on this, you are entering and you are getting the data. Now the component should not display anything here. The moment you click on search, I need to get a component here, which will display list of records. So basically, if it is a visual force, what we used to do? Render it equal to this, okay, false unless the data is null. But here, how do you hide it? Here, how do you hide it? Here also, we need to get it. Here also, we need to get it. Are you getting my point? Here also, we need to get it. So what I want to do? This component should be hidden. This component should be hidden. The moment I click on the data, if there are any records, this component should come to me and display the data like this. Initially, this component should be hidden to me. Then only this should be our actual requirement. Now, when you are building the page, we are going to enter the search page. Based on the search page, once you enter, should be displayed. When again reset, remove it. Are you getting my point? This is the next extension. I'll be covering it when I'm going for probably tomorrow. I'll be covering this, creating a dynamic component tomorrow or next Saturday. Okay. So it depends upon the time availability. I may go with the events or this. Okay. I hope you got my point. So first we have created a UI form. Based on the UI form, whatever the searching, we are getting the data. It is a filter condition. So what I was trying to build actually, I was trying to build this functionality. this functionality I want to build it. I'm going to enter, click on done. Based on this data should be displayed. Now I told left to right, it should be right to left. Right? Building your dynamic page with the filter with the corresponding data. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now let us come back. Now we have done writing a SQL query, getting the data, displaying the list of record. And in the component, what is the format in which you have given? Data table, key field, data, columns. Now what is the next requirement? Whatever the data you are entering, the data should be inserted into database. Whatever the data we are entering, the data should be inserted into database. Whatever the data we are writing, the data should be inserted into database, and fresh data should come and display. I have a form, I will enter the data, click on submit, the record has to go to server, save the data and display back all the list of records. Right. So one extra point we are adding, that is making a DML, then writing a SQL query and displaying. Right now what we are doing, straight away we are writing a SQL query, displaying it. Now what I am doing, based on the data what you entered, that should be inserted into database, SQL query has to run, get all the records and display. This is my requirement. I hope you are good. Right. Can you build this requirement? Can you build this requirement? If I give, look at the format. People are always happy to watch and ask to write, frustrated. Right. Last name. First complete only insertion. The moment I click on submit, it has to call client side controller. Client side controller should call client side controller should insert the data into database. Plus it has to create insert the data. It has to insert the data. After it is inserted the data, once it is inserted the data, once it is inserting the data, once it is inserting the data, it has to give a reply, success or failure. Okay, put them in a try catch. With the failed, success, give status equal to success, failed, give me the error message. Okay, start building this. First start Apex class. In the Apex class, what happened? Put a try catch. If DML is success, status should be success. If DML failed, status failed, and you have to print error message. So we are making at the rate of enable. Then we have public static string. Yes. Come again? Yeah. Then again, it's a record data. There's a different concept. There's a record data. Okay. Yeah, we can pass, not an issue. There should be, you're taking me to next level, basically. we can do it. But the issue is we need to first understand how to take a attribute of S object. We have not done that. That's the reason we are taking this. Okay. Right, boss? Now what you are supposed to do? Take the parameters. Once I done S object, I will come back to this. Okay. Or else you are comfortable with the previous example? Right. Let us give. Okay. I'll just give you the replica of it. We need to make some changes on it, but I'll give you a replica. To do this example, some prerequisites are there. I have not done it. I'm just showing the structure. Right. To do this example, we require some prerequisites. Some other two more topics need to be covered for this. Okay. She has asked me the question. I'm just doing it. Okay. This is what I created. Go back to the writing application. So basically, we have created this structure. So what was that? We got last name, first name, email, phone, and whatever the data we are entering in, that is taken as content. Now, how you take it? Go to the component, controller, Here we had an example of then we are supposed to set actions dot set params. Then we are taking action dot v dot status. So dot right. What was that? Parsing some semicolon. Which line? Look at somewhere line number 8. State equal to success. Contact controller line number 15, 9 invalid URA API 15 NQ. Spelling mistake. Now, why you are getting this? Why are you getting this? Now, have you defined memory for it? Initialization is done? No. So there is some prerequisites to be done before we initialize the data for it. Okay, that is the reason I have taken the attributes. Once I go with passing the S object, I'll tell you. There's one prerequisite topic. I don't want to get it now. Okay, there's a sequence of learning it. I'll get the data once you go for the S object. Okay, but the concept is clear. But there's small prerequisite functionality available here. I need to initialize the default value. To initialize the default value so that this value will not be null. Right now it is a null. I need to initialize it to handle it. So that is the reason why what I asked you to do. Asked you to take attributes, last name, first name, and asked you to read it. I hope you are good. Got it? Okay. Fine. So let us go to the next concept. I hope everyone has followed the topics what we covered till now. Right. We are learning in a particular order, just one by one. I'm keep adding it. Okay. We're looking at the UI level basically. Let us go to the next one. Now I want to create buttons. I am creating a button. I want to create a button group. I want to create an avatar. I want to create icons. So how do you create a button group? How do you create icons? How do you create what we say, drop downs? Let us look at those components quickly. So first one, till now, what we have covered, again I am repeating. If anybody has any queries on that, let me know. I can quickly revise those. So what we have done right now is creation of components. Application component, attributes, reading and setting, component within a component, component within a component, then creating that, invoking a client side controller, setting and getting the data, setting IDs and input components. Then we have seen client side controller, invoking servers. Then we have seen sock pulse, applying style boxes. Then we have seen accordion sections, and we have seen data. This is what we have seen as of now. I hope everybody is good with these concepts. Right, boss? These are the concepts what we have done as of now. Everybody is comfortable with this. Clear? Okay. Let us go to the next step. Now we are trying to enhance the UI. When you want to enhance the UI, I want to create, and we have also done the lightning card. Lightning cards we have done. Now we want to go with the next component. How to apply button groups? How to create the button groups? How to apply the button groups? How to create the button groups? And what is the use of it? What is the lightning avatar? What is the lightning avatar? What is the use of it? Look at the point. Avatar. Now you want to create your own icons, images you want to create. Now when you open a home page icon is there. Now when you open the lightning here, you are getting the icons here. Now I want to create, what was this called? Avatars. I want to create my own structure, avatar. Charter is there. I will be getting my own avatar. So how do you apply the avatar? When you are going for avatar, I can go with the initials. In place of this icon, I may also print the data. AC, JP, I want to print the alphabets. First two letters will be printed. Okay. Then no, I want to go with the icon. Fallback icon name, whatever the icon. Now what is this? Is icon name. Icon which is working. If icon is not working, then it comes to initials. First we will try to print the icon. If the icon is not working, it will print the initials. If not, what is the alternate text that I have to display? Are you getting my point again? So let us check. Now this avatar will be available in multiple sizes. How the sizes are given? Now that you need to understand. These sizes are standard sizes, boss. These sizes are standard sizes. Now basically the same format we are going to apply in most of the components. So what is the format? X small, small, medium, large. So understand the similar structures will be followed. The sizes X small, XX small, XXX small, XXX small, XX small, X small. So it depends upon the range of the sizes. Now it has only a few couple of sizes they have given. So X small. But down the line you will be finding XX small, okay, triple X small, okay, then large, you will be finding those categories. So X small, small, medium and large size of this. Variant, when you go to variant, now we are getting a square shape. You want a circle shape, square or circle. Now what is that? Title. Already know, when you keep a cursor on the point here, small box is coming, that is always called as title. Even in the Visual Force also, title means the same. When you keep a cursor, tooltip will be opened, that is title. Now we have title, variant, size, source. In case if you have your own image, I don't want to take a standard utility icons, standard icons. I want to take my own image and apply it here. Then give the source of the image. How can I give? Load as a static resource, use the source. Now alternate text. If image is not working, if you are given a source, the source image is not working, then this will be taken. Fallback icon, when image fails to load, first it will try with the source command. If the source is not working, then it will go to alternate. If source is not working, then it goes to alternate. Source, alternate. If both of them are not working, fallback icon. Fallback icon. If fallback icon is not working, then it goes to initials. Source, fallback, initial. Order is source first, then icon first, icon next, then initial. First try for a source. Source is not working, fallback icon. If fallback icon is not working, initial. Right? So what is the variant? The square or circle. Variant is square or circle. What is the next one we had? Size. Size can be x small, small, medium, large. I hope you are good. Okay. So let us go to this example. I hope you are good with this. Good with this example? Okay. Now let us take. If you followed, I will copy paste it. I'll make slight changes on it. Now some Salesforce defined documents are giving, they will not work now. They will not work. Now what was this? This is a SLDS. What was this? SLDS. Okay. Now this SLDS only I am applying here as size. Now we are getting this. Previously it was given as SLDS M right small. The same thing I am giving here. Already they have given the size there. Okay. So small, medium, large. Display this in now. Anything that has lightning colon, because I removed the CSS styles. I removed the CSS styles, we are getting this. These are the instances what we are getting. Now, what was that? We look at this. Icons are also not working here. This icon is also not working. If icon is not working, the instance will come. Otherwise, what will be printed here? What will be printed here? Icon has to be printed. If fallback icon name should be printed here. This icon should be printed here. If none of them are working, what is the text we are going to get? Initials. We are going to get initials. Now let me give you this. I'll remove the source. Go back to this. I'll give this. Basically, this is to print. This is to print your specification. Now I give an icon. My daughters. Right. Now, right, this is the image basically. What was that? It is giving a image here. Lightning avatar image. Now you want to go with icon, or you want to give it initial, or you want to give your own images. So as per your requirement, you can do it. Now if you want to go with icon, fallback icon name. No, you want to give it the initial, you can go with the initials. No, you want to go with particular image of your choice, you can give it as a source. Now you have either standard icon or initials, or you can go with the source. Standard icon, initial, or the size as per your requirement. You want to print the initials or a standard icon or a source. If you want to print a source, SRC of your own choice. No, you want to print an icon, fallback icon name. No, you want to print the initials, you can go with the initial. As per that, we can get it. Now the size of this avatar is already given. What is it? X small, small, medium, large. I hope this component is clear. Right. We'll include these things in the coming examples. Now let's go to the next example. My next example is we are going with a button group. Boss, whatever I am covering now, this will be included in the coming example. If you got any query, get them clarified. Now we are going for a button group. What is this button group? First, button icon I will go with. What is this button icon? Now instead of button, we are printing a submit button, cancel button like that. I don't want to create a button like that. I want to go for creating a icons. Now icon should be used as a button now. Now if you go to the lighting, what is this? Now these are what? Buttons created with icons. Now buttons created with icons. All these are buttons created with icons. Similarly, I want to go with creation of button with icons. I want to go for creation of button with icons. Now whatever you are finding here, it is called settings. Now whatever you are finding is called as settings here. Settings. Now what is this? Drop down. What is the icon here? Utility down, utility up. The symbol is utility down, utility up. We are supposed to create it. So all these are what? Icons. Now you can see here size XX small, X small, small, the size of the icon. Now we have bare, large, X small, XS small, small, medium, large, the icon sizes. Now what we are trying to do? We are trying to create a button. If you want to create a button, what are the attributes we have? See, remove the actions. Now what we have? Name for the button, value. So we have icon name, variant. Variant can be what? Base, bare, container, brand, border, border field. Have you seen the attributes for the lightning button? We just directly use like this, right? Okay. Now let us understand these two components now. What was that? Lightning button icon. When you go to the lightning button, these are the styles we have. Base style, variant base, variant neutral, okay, brand action, destructive, success. These are the different variants we have. Look at the point. Variant. What are the variants? Base, neutral, brand, destructive, inverse, success. Right. Then let us go to this. I feel these are simple and you understand it. Just there is a reason I am just trying to copy paste it by showing one example. Without SLDS, normal button. If you don't apply SLDS, normal button. Now we got a submit. Now what was this? Base. Because there was a base, we are getting the structure in this way. Now if you want to apply any other variants, what are other variants we want to apply? No issue. Even in the application also you can add it, boss. As I want to create a reusable entity, I create a component using every type. Or else you can straight away give in the application. This is how we got the structure here. So what was the structure we have given? Label, title. Now what was this? Variant brand, variant destructive, variant success. I want to give lightning button. We got here. Now the same. As I gave you variant, now we are getting the buttons here, whatever the buttons here. So basically this is what? Creation of a button. The same we can also give lightning button, button, icon, icon name, utility, settings. Now we give lightning button icon. There's some property missing. What is that property? Property missing here. Button icon. What is the mandatory field we have? Icon name, variant. This is what I missed out. So go back to this. We're getting this. So button icon. Right, boss? So what was the mistake I have made? Previously it was not showing me. I have not given alternate text because icons may be working, may not be working. In case if the icon is not working, what is the alternate text that should be displayed? I have not mentioned. There is a reason why the previous example was an error for me.
So what is the variant bare alternative?
Bare means when you give bare, no image is given here. Look at this. Bare means no box is going to come. You're not going to get any box. Now here you're getting a box. This is the base. Now let me show you. So what we have, container. Let me go with the container, or let us say border field. Probably this will show you better UI. Now what happened? What is the difference you are finding here? Here you got a border. Here you are not getting a border, right? Now border with the filled icon, border with the filled. Inside I want to give a grave. Inside I want to show the standard color of the okay your UI part. Filled or not filled? Filled or not filled? Right, boss. Now the purpose of going for this is basically I want a concept called button group, because now I want to make a buttons called create, search, update, reset. I want to create a group of buttons. Now because we are done taking the UI components, inserting the data, searching the data, okay, the same I want to create a UI button. I want to create a update, delete, create. So that should be coming with as a group. The button should be coming as a group. Now whatever the example you have done till now, with that I want to make a single combination here. So here I want to create like a group. I want to create a button like a group. There should be a group of buttons. There should be a group of buttons where I get an option called create, update, delete as a single set. So how do you create a button group? For the sake of button group only, we just started looking at the buttons here. Basic properties you can go through it, boss. Okay. So lighting. Button group. So I'll go with so I have created button group. I have created a button group here because all of them I have taken as a brand. You got this structure. Now I want to go with a neutral. I don't want to take a brand. I want to go with a neutral. This is how we got it. Right? So in the form, I want to create a buttons at the bottom with a button group. The button group we can have the icons also. So one of the icon I'll create as a utility. Instead of utility settings, I'll create a utility. When I click on this, the list of other buttons will be coming. Right? So we are supposed to add this to our existing examples. Now what we have done? One example you are done with SQL, another example you are done with your dynamic search, another example you are done with a DML. Now we want to club all of them today, couple of buttons at the bottom. What do you want to do? Enter the data. Based on the data, what do you want to do? You want to update, you want to create, you want to delete, you want to search. Now group of action. So we want to create a button group. We want to create a button group. Button group at the bottom. Are you getting my point here? Basic examples only. Avatar is for the symbol. Button we have seen. Now you want to apply any colors, structures you want to go with, we will go with the variant. Variant will say style of the element. Not only in this, any component we take, variant will tell style. Style is, some will be circle style, some will be rectangle, some will be square, some will be with blue, some will be with red, some will be with filled, some will be unfilled, some will be with the border. All these are called different styles of representing the same element. Let it be any concept in the right thing. For every element, we are going to find a variant. Variant will indicate the same. How this element can be represented in different styles. Variant will say different style of the element. I hope you are good. Okay. So fine. So that's all from my end for the day. We'll continue tomorrow.